this is how you finish off your pieces of resin jewellery. If you've got any little rough edges or any little up steps around the edge of the pendant, earrings, whatever. Got here, I've got 3 sets of sandpaper, ranging from 400, which is the finest, to 220, middle of the road, and to 120, which is basically it's the roughest one. I've also got this is basically a nail emery board, which actually is incredibly useful on smaller pieces of jewellery. It really works well. It is basically, it's sandpaper on a stick. We've also got a file. Again, that's for that little bit more stubborn pieces. You can use your file, a razor file. And also, if the holes in your resin piece have disappeared by the addition of resin, or there isn't a hole in the mould that you're using anyway, the little hand drill here with loads of different drills in it that you can use to drill the hole. So what we do first, I'll just remove that sandpaper, is just cut a small piece of sandpaper off of the roll. I've just got a tiny little square here, and then I'm just bending it slightly in half and I'm just dipping it into some water. Okay, I'm just shaking that water off. That's just to take away, I don't know whether this is a word, but the slippability of the sandpaper on the resin. And I'm going to take the resin piece, and you can see there's a little bit of a rough edge just around here. So all I'm going to do is just agitate around the edge, going all the way around, ever so gently. You don't have to be too rough with it. You can feel through the sandpaper when that edge is getting less, what's the word I'm looking for? Less rough. So just keep on sanding around the edge, and you will notice then that your edge starts to diminish, and then you can pop down your sandpaper and just literally use the emery board then all across the surface, just like that. Because then the raised parts will be filed away, but it won't touch the actual top of the resin there. Now you can see that I have now, I'll just rub my finger over that, the resin has gone slightly white on the edges. That needs a little bit more filing down, but you can see that's slightly gone a little bit white. All you need to do there is have a incredibly inexpensive paintbrush. Basically, paintbrushes and resin don't get on that well because the UV resin obviously cures on the paintbrush. So just get a set of very, very inexpensive paintbrushes, dip into the resin and just paint around the edge, and it'll be back and as good as new. So that's how you finish off those rough edges on your resin. Now, should you not have a hole in the piece in order that you want to attach that to your neckline piece, you just need to use your hand drill, pop it on to the back and just agitate through. Okay, so that will take the resin. Actually, that went through really quickly because the hole was already there. But that is all you do. You just, I can do it on this side here, you just agitate the drill, and once you get a little dip in that, you just keep drilling, and it'll take probably about 5 or 6 minutes to get through. That is because you're doing it slowly. You do not want that drill to slip, but you can see it's made that indent in there now. If you're lucky enough to own an electric drill with a very small drill, then you can use that as well, but this works perfectly fine. And that's how to finish off your resin pieces of jewellery.